now standing in front of her.
I think Reese was gesturing towards Hayes, and maybe the official thought it was to
No,
him.
I think Angel Reese was just tossed. Come on.
Well, there's her firm.
So then she got out there. The social media meltdown commenced. Unbelievable. Right here. I mean, seriously. Happy Black History Month. Y'all know I had to be.
Angel Reese tried to pull a sneaky move, swiping at the ball and bumping into Tiffany Hayes, making her stumble. But did she really think no one would notice? The whole moment was caught loud and clear.
The rollout. How about Rose holding McBride just 5 points? Reese claps her hands and reaches in with the foul.
Yeah, she slaps her. She slaps her. She gets some of the ball, she slaps her, and the ball hits Tiffany Hayes' knee, and Tiffany Hayes falls. Angel Reese goes and just does that. Towards Tiffany Hayes, by the way.
Reese's move wasn't just a normal defensive play. It quickly became the center of heated debate. Was it intentional or just an unfortunate accident? Either way, the reaction was instant, sparking discussions across social media and among sports analysts. Some defended Reese, saying physical play is part of the game, while others questioned her sportsmanship. In a league where every move is watched closely, did she really think this would slip by unnoticed? The incident stirred major controversy, leaving fans and experts completely divided.
Remind me now, Angel Reese did come out and say last year she was more than happy to play the villain role. Did she not? Oh, wait a minute now, you're the victim? Well, you wanted to own this. So she came out, made it about race, and got crushed.
Then things took an even more ridiculous turn. Instead of accepting the obvious fall and moving on, Reese turned it into a full-on performance. The moment the whistle blew, she spun around dramatically, eyes wide with exaggerated disbelief, as if she were the real victim. With her arms flailing and voice raised, she passionately argued with the referees, desperate to flip the narrative in her favor. But this wasn't just a brief protest, it was pure theater. She stomped in frustration, gestured wildly, and threw up her hands in utter exasperation, as though she were some kind of martyr for basketball players everywhere. The over-the-top display had fans and analysts alike shaking their heads in disbelief.
Happened pretty quickly. The players are super competitive, and at times that competitiveness makes them become...
Yeah, why do coaches always say that everything happens super quick? Oh, damn well you saw that shot all the way through.
I understood her frustration completely. She'll just, she'll grow from that in terms of keeping her composure, because she had 15 rebounds. Who's to say she wouldn't have been able to do that in the second half and then end up having 25 to 30 rebounds? So my conversation was just, I just wanted clarity around, what she said, just so that I could have a conversation with her after the game about it. But still, it's
The referees weren't fooled for a second. They saw right through the exaggerated drama and stuck firmly to the rules, refusing to be swayed. No amount of yelling, flailing arms, or theatrical gestures could change what had already happened. The call was final. Despite Reese's best attempts to argue and persuade the officials, they stood their ground and sent her off the court. It was one of those rare moments where theatrics couldn't override an obvious foul. Angel Reese, long known for her diva-like antics, throwing elbows like she's in a wrestling match and arguing every call like an unhappy customer, had finally hit her breaking point. She'd been given more leniency than a VIP at a nightclub, skating by without consequences for far too long. But this time, the basketball gods had enough. Justice was finally served, and she was ejected, proving that even the loudest players can't escape the rulebook forever.
Line the dot, you don't chuck someone, or as long as someone doesn't punch another person, you don't chuck them. There's got to be rules like that. Like, to chuck someone in a rival, you should have had to punch another player, or... Yeah, that's about it. That's the only thing. Punching another player, pretty much, would should be the only thing that really deems is ejection worthy. But no, Angel Reese trash talking Tiffany Hayes got her chucked.
If you've ever watched Angel Reese play, you know the game often feels like it revolves entirely around her, as if she's the centerpiece of women's basketball. Teamwork and strategy seem to fade into the background, replaced by the Angel Reese show, with everyone else playing supporting roles. When things don't go her way, she doesn't just shrug it off like a pro. That would be too simple. Instead, we get the full drama, exaggerated gestures, pacing like she's plotting her next chess move, and passionately arguing with the refs as if she could somehow change their minds. It's all part of the performance, and all for the attention.
She literally got ejected and threw a fit, a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old, threw a fit on social media, and then says, "I can't wait to get back to Chicago, man." Oh, man. It's crazy. It really...
At one point, it honestly looked like she was auditioning for an Oscar instead of playing basketball. The exaggerated size, the dramatic reactions. If there were an award for Best Performance in a Sports Meltdown, she'd win it without question. But the referees weren't impressed. They handed her the ejection she had coming, and finally, the game could move on without the constant Angel Reese drama. Maybe, just maybe, the basketball world got a little quieter that day. Her theatrics might have entertained a few, but in the end, the sport was far better off without all the unnecessary distractions.
Alright, I thought this was pretty funny. Angel Reese got ejected tonight from the Unrivaled basketball game, and then here she is, just, sneaking her way back in on the sidelines.
Angel Reese's antics are nothing new. Every time something doesn't go her way, she turns it into a spectacle. Whether she's complaining about calls, forcing herself into the spotlight when she's not the center of attention, or playing the victim when things fall apart, it's always the same exhausting routine. Her exaggerated gestures, dramatic facial expressions, and over-the-top reactions make her look more like a performer putting on a show than a player focused on the game. While most athletes shake off bad calls and get back to work, Reese turns every moment into a scene. She's not just upset, she's performing, as if she craves the spotlight even when it means blowing things completely out of proportion. At this point, her theatrics on the court have simply become too much to ignore.
Hey, damn, somebody said, why are they playing in the bubble? Same thing I said, man. I can't watch Unrivaled, bro. Like, it definitely looked like bubble basketball. Somebody said Tiffany Hayes doesn't seem to like her. Yeah, Tiffany Hayes threw her hands up, pointed to the referee like, get her the hell out of here, bro. She ain't trying to deal with anything.
The only thing missing from Angel Reese's latest drama was background music and a slow motion replay. But what really made this moment stand out was that the refs had finally had enough. They hit her with a technical foul, and honestly, it was the right call. Sure, referees make bad calls sometimes, and frustration is understandable. But there's a big difference between showing emotion and making it the center of attention. Reese crossed that line, and the officials weren't about to let it slide. Yelling at a referee has never changed a call in any sport. It's like arguing with your GPS after it's already rerouted you. The decision's made, and no amount of complaining will undo it. At some point, you have to accept it and move on, otherwise, you just get more tangled in your own frustration.
I actually am defending Angel Reese. I think that was a soft-ass call. First of all those fans came out there, all 322 fans came out there to watch Angel Reese, right? Spent their hard-earned money. And you know what? I'll be so mad. I flew all the way to Miami, took a rental car to Medley to find that dinky arena and watch Angel Reese get kicked out in the second quarter. And that was a soft-ass call, by the way. That was some bull.
After Angel Reese was ejected from the Unrivaled League game for arguing with officials and taunting an opponent, she made history for all the wrong reasons, becoming the first player ever thrown out. The league was meant to showcase elite women's basketball, but Reese's lack of composure and constant drama stole the spotlight for the wrong reasons. Now, the question is, will Team Rose keep her in the lineup or finally move on without the chaos? Maybe this ejection is the wake-up call they needed to realize they can thrive without her.